Hi, this is Andrea Hines, and this is my multimedia instruction idea for IDT 650. The prospective learners will be ninth grade students taking Algebra 1. For this multimedia idea, it will take place during the second half of the course once students have mastered graphing all different types of functions. Along with the use of multimedia by the teacher, the students will also be creating a multimedia project to tie together their graphing units. During the projects, the students will learn to write linear, absolute value, quadratic, exponential, and square root functions. They will also be able to sketch the functions before using the graphing program for their project. They will also need to create a domain for each of their functions, and they will be creating their own multimedia project to share with the class. Since graphing is a big part of mathematics, the instruction of this unit is critical for students to be successful in all of their math courses. So as a result of the instruction, the students will need to be able to graph all types of functions, know the characteristics of the different functions, understand domain and restrictions on certain functions, and the online graphing program that will be used for the project will also help prepare them for taking their online PARCC assessment at the end of the year. There are two multimedias that will be used before the students create their own projects. Since all graphing units will have been covered before the project, Khan Academy tutorial videos will be used as needed to help remediate graphing all the different types of functions. Students will also have online assignments on deltamath.com where they will be practicing graphing and writing functions. Delta Math is a great resource in the math classroom because as soon as a student submits a question, they see immediate feedback and a worked out solution to help guide them through their questions. Here's an example of a question that they would have on Delta Math. It gives them a quadratic function, and they also have to plot 5 points, including the vertex, to get it correct. So it gives them a little opportunity to be able to come up with those extra points and the vertex, but also be able to plot those points online and create their graph. Here is the screen the students would see as soon as they submit a question on Delta Math. As you can see, Delta Math created a table of values with the 5 points and the vertex, and also showed the students the correct graph as well. So as soon as the students submit, they see immediate feedback and a worked out solution just in case they missed the question. Students will be using GeoGebra, an online graphing program, to create their cumulative multimedia project. At the beginning, the students will be trained on how to use the software. The students will be graphing all types of functions, including the domains necessary for their project, as well as creating a reflection to go along with their project stating why and how each function was used. Now let's look at two examples of project ideas to make connection of what the students will be creating for their projects. For their project, students will be sketching any picture of interest and then figuring out how they can use functions and domains to create their picture in the graphing program. In this project idea, a student would need to know what functions, mostly linear, that would be needed to create this house project and what domains would be necessary to create the lines shown. The students would then list all functions used and where it was important to making their project. Here is another project idea that uses more than one type of function. Linear functions would be used for most of the flower, and quadratic functions would be used to create the bottom of the flower. With this project, the students would be sketching their idea to make sure it can be created with the functions we have learned throughout this semester. So the students will be creating any idea that they would like, but they just have to make sure that they can use a particular function to recreate that picture onto a graphing program. There are many reasons why multimedia will be used for this project. Khan Academy videos will be used to help review and remediate skills before starting the project. The online Delta Math assignments will be assessed by the teacher to make sure the students are ready to begin their projects. GeoGebra will allow the students to create their own multimedia project and bring their sketches to life by understanding and reflecting on using different types of functions and domains. Not only will they learn skills during this project that will carry on to other math courses, they will also strengthen their skills of using different types of software programs and learn to reflect upon why they are using certain math skills.